So somebody's asking, how do you make your curls last longer? There's a few different things I'll tell you to do while Savannah's prepping her left side. So first, try going slower. Second, try turning up your heat. If those don't work, then address your foundational products. So then you go into hairspray, thermal protectant, shampoo and conditioner. All of those variations really, really affect how well your hair holds curl. I cannot tell you how many times I've tried a shampoo and conditioner with my hair that can hold curls for a week and it will be gone that day. And it was just based on the shampoo and conditioner or the thermal protectant. So, you know, really pay attention to your foundational products if it's not heat or speed.
Yes. I would say my biggest factor was my shampoo and conditioner.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me personally, that was my biggest weight factor. It was just weighing my hair down so much because I was using like a really like coating that made your hair almost look like Barbie silk hair.
Yeah, a lot of people I know put oil in their hair too before curling, and I highly, highly recommend not doing that. Mm-hmm. I just liken it to like a cooking oil. Like when you put that on, like when you pour oil in the pan, think of what happens when it gets hot.
Yeah. And
it just seems unhealthy to me. And I don't have any facts to back that up, so I'm going to state that right now. But I just, like in my mind, it just doesn't make sense.
But even beyond that, like oil slicks something down, so it's going to weigh it down either way. Mm-hmm. So I see multiple negative side effects to that.
Negative vibes. Okay, so your hair on day 2 is crazy and untamable in the morning. Any tips? Yes, I can tell you because I get that periodically.
Especially depending on different pillows and stuff.
Oh my gosh, pillows make such a difference. So the harder your pillow is, the better your hair will look. The softer your pillow is, the more it like surrounds you, the more your hair will look. Mm-hmm. So if your hair gets crazy in the morning because it's more like a frizzy or more like just unorthodox, what I do is I go in and I spray upstaged in, and then I brush it out, or I brush it and then spray upstaged in, depending on what look I'm going for. When your hair is really crazy, what do you do?
I usually I do spray in upstage, and I'll brush it, and then I'll like do my makeup or get ready, make coffee, whatever, and then come back and usually it's like 90% better, and I'll maybe just like do a couple of touch-ups, or a lot of times it has to do with just like putting some big time in and just like kind of letting it live a little bit. If you like want to judge it right away when you wake up, I feel like it always comes together a little bit if you just give it some time.
Brushing it and walking away is the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
Katie asked if you have any tips for Florida weather. It's always so humid and hard to keep a curl.
I'm from Florida and Georgia, so I know all about that. I will say that our shampoo and conditioner made a huge difference for me. My hair wasn't reacting to the humidity levels as much as it was before, and whenever I was living in Georgia, I couldn't get more than a day out of my curls, if even a half day, because it's just so humid, especially in the summer. But yeah, the iron really helps. Did she say she was curling with the iron or not?
I want to get back to that quick. No, she didn't say.
Okay, yeah, so that helped me a lot. And then I would say our shampoo and conditioner. And actually, you know what I always forget about is timeless too.
Mm-hmm. I know, that's a big one in calming your hair too. Basically all it is if your hair is maintaining moisture, then it reacts better in every circumstance, right? Mm-hmm. It reacts better in when you set in a curl. It reacts better in not trying to pull moisture out of the air. It reacts better in releasing moisture, so it's not trying to hang on to it, so your blow dry goes faster. Like everything matters in that. And so a good way to tell if your hair is maintaining moisture is if you have static in it, things like that. If it's reacting a ton in humidity, that's another one.
Yeah.
Rachel said the best thing in the world with Power Couple that I found no static.
Yes. It's crazy. It's funny too, because we've talked to people and they're like I'm trying to recommend them slyly, like really, because I don't like selling our products hard, but like I'll see somebody with static and I'm like, oh, I remember those days, and so I'll just say like, oh, do you have a challenge with static? And they're like, no, and I'm like, I see static. I know, and I'm like, oh, I want to help you.
Do you know how it feels to not have to worry about that?
Clearly you don't, because you're saying that you don't have static and I can see it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh,
it's
man,
just one of those
so
problems that you don't even realize that you have, except for like until you don't have it, you're like, that was that thing that was always so annoying.
That was the annoying
because I didn't even realize that I had static until you guys talked about how you didn't have static, and then I was like, oh, I'm not dealing with that anymore. Actually, that's nice.
And then can you imagine going back to it, like take off your hat?
No, I did the one time that I would try to do a blonde shampoo the one time, and I had to wash my hair like the next day. I was like, I can't handle this.
I've used the shampoo and conditioner, but my hair is just so oily, and I feel like I wash it too often. I've tried to train my hair, but I have failed. I also have upstage, but nothing else.
Okay, so if you have our shampoo and conditioner, shampoo twice, condition once. Make sure your hair is soaking wet when you are shampooing, and make sure your hair is really like squeezed out and not soaking wet when you're putting in conditioner. That will make all the difference. And as you try that and you start stretching out your days, your hair will adjust, your scalp will adjust and give you less oiliness.
It took my hair, I think, about a month to get used to it.
Did it?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, right, like if your hair is kind of, it goes into like, some people, if you're using a super aggressive cleanser before you switch to ours, your hair might freak out and then it might feel oily because ours isn't stripping it of it. That's why I recommend it twice for the shampoo. It's a big difference. My mom came up with that.
The shampooing twice?
Yeah, she said it made her hair softer, and I was like, huh.
I completely
tried
agree
it.
with that.
Yeah, it makes your hair way softer. Like mine, since I shampoo twice, you can see a huge difference in mine. Both Savannah and I condition all the way to the scalp, and I think we vary just a little bit on how much we rub it into the scalp. I don't rub mine into the scalp, and you do?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm like this. I put my conditioner right here, and then I do this and get it in, but I'm not like trying to like place it on the scalp. Are you placing it on the scalp?
No, I'm just going all the way up to the scalp. Like, I'm not afraid to touch my scalp with the conditioner.
No, me either.
And I don't know if I was on live or if we were live whenever I said this, but it feels more weightless to me whenever I do that. So, which is something I've never experienced with a conditioner before. I've always avoided my roots at all costs.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Oh,
Before
yeah.
this?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a big fact about me.
Wow. I know, that's crazy. Okay. Wow, really? I just didn't know that your hair would be like that. Wow, because you have so much of it.
It would get pretty oily pretty quickly, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Raina
God, I love
says,
that.
I have problems with product buildup. Do the TYME products tend to cause this problem?
No, I don't think so, and especially if you do the double shampoo, I think that it really helps make your hair have that really weightless feel. I never feel like I have a buildup in my hair.
Me either.
I used to do clarifying shampoos all the time too, and I haven't done that since I switched to ours.
Me either. Okay. Just more shampoos if your hair feels like buildup.
Yeah. Sometimes there has been times where I've done 3 shampoos. If I'm like, it's been like 10 days since I've washed my hair. I feel like I should do 3 shampoos, and I do, and it feels fine. So
excuse me. I have had oily hair when I was going through. I would have to switch shampoos and conditioners like once a bottle. You know, I'd get through a bottle and I'd be like, no, now my hair is awful this way. One way it's dry, one way it's oily. So yes, I've had the gamut of like, you know, running into, but I thought it was my hair. What I found is it's your products. And that's the big, I mean, it's so important to understand that it's not your body producing it, it's your scalp reacting to what your hair is doing based on what the products you're putting on it.
It's so similar to skincare in that way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think that they just have bad skin, but a lot of times it's like they're not using the right
annoying.
products, or like, it's just, it can be a simple fix.
Yeah.
It's not you.
Yeah, that's like, I always liken it to this one. When your deodorant stops working, sometimes you've switched your soaps.
Yeah.
And like, that's a funny one to me.
Yeah.
So since I've had that epiphany, soaps are not as good as I thought they were.
Next battle.
Yeah. Yes, and somebody asked about medicine and how that affects your hair. And everything you put into your body affects your hair.
Yes.
So like broccoli, I've heard, helps hair growth. You know, and there's other things that don't. Have you ever seen those shows where they were showing weight loss people, like, and how their weight affected their looks? And it was crazy because they would always have less hair. When you're putting less healthy things in your body, your hair.
Nutrients. Yeah.
Yep. Meditating can also help.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next week. I can't think of anything great to say.
Bye. Bye.